I'm Angeline. It's Friday, and on Fridays we talk about love. Remember, the world is a mirror in which you see yourself. You're either the yin or the yang, and in yourself you are both. So let's do a twin flame mirror healing and see which ways you can improve your relationship by looking in the mirror. A couple of quick announcements. These are angels that I made, Weejol bead art, and these and other items like them are available for purchase in my Etsy shop. And you can link to that through angelinetarot.com, as well as book private readings. This side will be the feminine, this side will be the masculine, and let's see where we're at. The feminine energy is what we experience in the world, how we feel in our bodies. The feminine is the receptive energy. Which feminine will guide our reading today? She who remains, Manatili. She who remains, powerful, devotion, true worth. The masculine energy is one that takes action. It's how you think, head, heart. It's the forward motion, it's the yang, it's the thrust. And the masculine today is Poseidon, flow. The shared energy today between the two of you or the two sides of yourself is the Page of Pentacles. Somebody is making a solid offer, but it's a little offer. It's the beginning of an offer. Something has come full circle between these two, between the feminine and the masculine. Something has had a completion, and now someone's had a realization and is making the start of an offer of something tangible. Okay, so what challenge is the feminine having? The Emperor. Oh my God, the cards fly. The cards fly during these readings. One moment, please. All right, that is way too many, but you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna pick two. Whoops, let's mix those up. We're gonna pick two from that. This one and this one. Okay, so the feminine is taking a stand within herself. She's feeling powerful and devoted, but to herself. What I'm understanding is that the feminine has made some choices where she feels like she's standing strong and independent. In this image, she's tamed a wild beast, and that wild beast is so happy to be in her presence, sitting there content. She's got her hand resting on its head, and her hair is like flames. She's basically the Queen of Wands in the tarot deck to me. She's I mean, look at her surroundings. Ice, cold. You know, there's almost no emotion. All the water is frozen up, and she is on fire in herself. It comes out her head. Her energy comes out of her head as fire. She feels warm on the inside. She doesn't need anything from the outside to complete her on the inside, and so much so that she's able to tame the wild beast is gravitating toward her to be part of her energy, and she loves it. She's feeling like these are almost the same posture. She's feeling secure, she's feeling stable, and she's feeling a little bit stubborn. So when something's being offered to her, when this offer is made to her, she's a little ho-hum about it. She's like, yeah, okay, that's amazing. I mean, obviously, it's always nice to be offered something, but, I don't really need another cup. I have these 3 cups. It's good. It's not bad. I'm not rejecting it. It just is. Maybe it's that she expected it. Maybe she's been waiting for this offer for a long time. But she's not sharing all of this information with her masculine. She's stealing away with this information from the masculine. She's giving him a couple of, attaboys or something, but she's not really revealing her whole self. She's keeping something back. I asked, what's the challenge? So the challenge to this offer is that the feminine isn't feeling particularly enthusiastic about it. But she's not feeling bad. It's just, it's not being received enthusiastically. Yeah, that's it. But then again, you know what? This card is actually facing the masculine. Maybe she's made an offer to the masculine and she's sticking to it. And maybe she feels really solid about what she's offered. And because what she has been offered has been ho-hum to her, and she doesn't really think much of it, but she doesn't want to make a rejection. She's keeping a lot of that feelings to herself. But like almost as a negotiation, she's offering this instead, because she knows it's more solid. A cup is a cup of emotion. This is an actual practical, tangible thing that can work, that is workable in some way. So shoot, these cards, they fly, I'm telling you. So the masculine, let's pick from this enormous stack that fell on the floor. I swear, I always wish I had like a toddler high chair with one of those like little tables that kind of wrap around my body, so that when these cards fly in these readings, they'll land somewhere in the vicinity of my hands instead of all over the place. All right, let's pick 2 more from this array that fell. Yeah, these. Okay. Hierophant, Justice, King of Wands. All right, let's put these aside for a minute. The King of Wands, the Hierophant, and Justice. So the masculine, his energy is moving forward. He feels like he's making all the right moves. He feels like things are fair. He feels like he's following the rules, and he feels damn sexy doing it. He's good. He feels good. So, yeah, and he's got 2 major arcanas here. So does she. So she's the Emperor. She's feeling stubborn, and just right at the heart of his soul, he's feeling like, I got this. I know what's expected. This is how it goes. This is what I'm doing. I'm doing it right. I know I am, and I know I'm being fair. All is good. All's right with the world. And he's King of Wands about it. Not only is all right with the world and like I am keeping good accounting, but all's right with the world and like I feel like a man. I am in charge of my domain. I'm sexy as heck. I've been to the gym. I know I'm yoked. And I have done it all right. So how can this be a challenge to this offer? Either this offer he's made to the feminine is, he feels like it's solid. He feels good about it. He makes not even a single apology for this offer in any way possible. Or in receiving this offer, his challenge I'm going to say he doesn't have a challenge. He loves it. He loves it. He's thrilled. Look at this. You've got 3 people in their thrones. He's like, yeah, yep, heck yes, and hell yes. It's like, done. One and done. This offer, one and done. He's good. I find it so interesting how in these readings, oftentimes the masculine is in a really comfy place, while the feminine's having all kinds of issues. But that's just kind of human nature, isn't it? Yeah. Men, if you speak to men, they typically do feel like at whatever point in time, they got this. All right, so what does the feminine want to say to the masculine? They got some offer on the table. Somebody's made an offer of some kind. And yeah, she wants to say, look hard, heal or heartbreak, lots of options. Oh, okay. She's saying, we've already put a lot of work into this. We've been through the heartbreak. And now, what's it going to be? I got options. Simple, simple. And he's saying, King of Swords. Masculine says to the feminine, King of Swords. I see your point. I can't quit you. And I got options too, babe. I'll make a choice. Okay. So, what's some advice for the feminine? Advice for the feminine. The Fool. 2 of Wands. The Sun. She needs to make a fresh start in some sense. Her energy needs to shift. She needs to move from this stubborn kind of perspective to a more lighthearted perspective. She needs to take a leap of faith. She needs to melt some of that ice and, hold a tender flower in her hand. And instead of, wielding her energy over the wild beast, let the gentle beasts want to follow her with joy, because she's so much fun. She does need to think about what is the right path for her that makes her happy, that makes her not happy, but makes her feel like she's fulfilled, makes her how she imagines her outer world match how she feels in her inner world. She does have a choice to make, and she needs to move toward joy. This whole, and her whole advice is lighten up, feel joy. And the masculine, advice for the masculine. Tower. Oh, dang. 9 of Swords. And the 10 of Coins. Oops, upside down, 10 of Coins. I need to think about this for a second. The masculine is oversimplifying. The feminine needs to lighten up, but not to the point of ignoring the cracks in the foundation. She sees the cracks in the foundation. That's why she knows that hard work has been involved to get to this point. She knows what has to be done to overcome heartbreak and arguments and to heal anything that could be in the relationship. And this could go any number of ways. This situation she sees that there's not one path to happiness. She knows she may not even know what it feels like to be happy, but she knows that there's been a long journey to get to this place where what's next? What's next for us? Here's what I think is next for us, but what say you? And I think that the masculine is on the same page. He's not. He's in this, he's committed. He doesn't, he knows he's in for it. He doesn't care if it takes his last drop of blood, but he's in it. But he also, it doesn't quite know how to manage it, how to bring the cooperative forces together, how to keep it flowing, back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. I think this is less about a choice. It's more about figuring out how to keep things moving, how to keep everything balanced. And his advice is he needs to take things just a little more seriously. He needs to see the cracks in the foundation. I get the sense that maybe he follows her a little too much. And that's why she has to be this way. She has to be so uptight. Because he's not uptight enough. He needs to spend some sleepless nights thinking about some of the problems and how to solve them. How to get here, how to get ultimate stability, how to get the spiritual union. Something really interesting that's in the 10 of Pentacles card is over here, you see these dotted lines, and you can see some like a tower or some hills or some kind of weird otherworldly landscape through this portal here. This is intended to be a portal to another dimension. So, in other words, the earthly plane has been mastered. All the practical things have been mastered, and now we get to leap through to spirituality. And the masculine's advice is, it's wonderful to go with the flow, but sometimes you have to take responsibility for things and realize that, yes, hard times come with the flow, but you have to participate. Pentacles are about participation, about putting your hands in and stirring the pot, putting your hands on the clay and molding it. It's earth. And he needs to get earthy about it. He needs to use his mind to get into the earthiness of this and make some real solutions to achieve the transcendence of this union. What can these two do to work together toward the transcendence of this union? Ace of Pentacles, fresh start, absolutely. Okay, well, that was her advice too. She needs to make this fresh start, and this was his advice. He needs to make a fresh start. As regards the main parts of this message, they both need to make fresh starts in different ways. He needs to let his control of how he thinks things should be crumble, and so does she. But he needs to do it by having a come to Jesus, and she needs to do it by letting go of the past. Fantastic. I don't think anything more needs to be said about that, other than to let's get an inspiring oracle. Growth. Oh, could it be better? And look, I mean, it even mirrors the whole spirit of this reading with the pentacles. Growth. Growth comes from the new. It comes from this ace. You have to have a start. There has to be a start. This pentacle needs to be planted and nurtured and not trampled on with fighting or arguing over things. What needs to happen is each of them need to get into this new birth energy. Take this offer, make a new start so they can grow. And to close out the reading, advice from the Buddha. This one's turned upside down. Okay. Your work is to discover your work, and then with all your heart to give yourself to it. That's it. That's exactly it. Figure out what it is you need to do, and then abandon yourself to it. Figure out what it is you need to do, and take responsibility for it. This reading is complete. Now's the time for the level up portion of this reading, which is to take these energies and look at them through this being one person, the feminine and the masculine energies within you at this time. You feel like there's something in the works for you, and you've put some effort toward it. You've made a sincere effort. You put some sincere effort toward it. You feel good about it. You feel strong. You feel confident. You feel like you are in the flow of, you feel like this is in the natural order of things. You've put in all the work that's required to get to the point where you can make this offer or put this project forward, and that this is good timing. It's in right order. You're confident about it. And it serves your true worth. You feel worthy of this action, almost to the point where it's so much in the natural order of things that you feel it doesn't even feel exciting to make the offer. It's like you've done so much hard work to get to this point that this is the next natural step. That's why the Four of Cups, where is that? The Four of Cups came out for you. It's like, yeah, ho-hum. I mean, I did it. Of course, this is where we're at now. I feel good. It's in the flow. I am in my flow. And I feel great about it. Feel strong. Now is that you've pushed this out into the world. It's time to take a whole different approach to it. It took a lot of, okay, where are we? It took a lot of, where are you, Eight of Pentacles? There, no. Hello, Eight of Pentacles. Oh, there you go. It took a lot of hard work to get to this point. And you feel it. And sometimes you can even be exhausted at this point. You know, it's kind of like, whatever. It's just like, is it over yet? I mean, is it over yet? I mean, this took a lot out of me. I've done it. I'm done. But the thing is that once you've done all that hard work to get to this point that you're at, that you can make this offer, that you can push this out into the world, that is where you have to recognize everything that you have done. Now, remember, the masculine is what you do, what you think, what you push forward. What you need to do is crumble the tower of the phase, the building phase. That's over. It's over now. Now you let that tower fall and make a fresh start with a fresh attitude, with a clean attitude. You did all that. Take a break, take a rest, take a weekend, go get a massage, and wash away that last chapter, because now it's a new chapter. The new chapter is the ace. The new chapter is this the now making it happen chapter. You know, working on its growth chapter. Working on its growth chapter. And you need to have a light energy again. You have to come at it with a brand new, fresh attitude, this light and happy attitude, because now you have another baby. You raise the whole project or whatever it is to the 10. You got to the 10 of Pentacles. You went all the way through, all the way into the spiritual dimension of it. Now you're back at now you're up at the page. You bumped up into the court cards. Now you're the page who has something to offer. It's at a higher level. So that now we're back at the ace. We start again, a whole new thing, the whole new phase of this, the whole new dimension of this is a new start. Let it grow. And the advice is your work is to discover your work. Exactly. Discover what this new phase is, what this new practical phase is, and feel free about it. And then with all your heart to give yourself to it. That's the Fool. With all your heart, give yourself to it. What's facing foremost? See the cliff? He's going to go over the cliff. His gaze is to the sky. His feet are probably that's going to crumble any minute now. Sure, his hand's in front of him, but only because he's got to balance his meager belongings. He carries almost nothing with him. What's he leading with? His heart. There's a little heart right there on his shirt. His body leads with his heart. That's you now. That's how you bring your masculine and your feminine together in this energy. Take the action of letting the tower of the project fall. Accept the birth of this whole new dimension of the project and go to it leading with your heart so that it can grow. This message is complete. May you walk in beauty.